Hey traders, it's Danielle. Welcome to the Simpler Options free video for June 10th, 2019. Sorry, I'm a little jumbled. I was doing a bunch of chat today, which is awesome after my trip to New York, but I'm ready to get back in the game. So, what am I looking for? Well, obviously last week we had a pretty massive short squeeze coming through. You had shorts running around screaming like, hair on fire. Sorry, that's terrible drawing. But basically, whenever that happens, you always just have to figure out, okay, well, at what point is that going to stop? So we've broken through the majority of my key areas of resistance. And at this point, my next area of resistance is at 2,900, though that was broken briefly intraday today. And then also your next area is going to be at 2,950. So I feel like that's going to be the last line in the sand as far as making new all-time highs. And so right here, looking at the general market, normally I love to stick to the bullish side of the market because that's what we have the majority of the time. But after a nice short squeeze, when you start to see the momentum fading on an intraday basis, the way that it did today, then I want to start looking at the other side. So instead of looking for the phoenix that's rising from the ashes down at the bottom, that's when you have to flip around and look for the canary in the coal mine that is going to be the first one to die off. So where am I looking for that? Well, first of all, not the high flying industries. I don't want to look at tech, anything like that. But what I want to look for is something that has been weak previously. So that leads me to XLI. So within the industrials, it's been an interesting story because, of course, back a couple years ago, these were great to trade, and they have been even at times. But over the course of 2019, they've still managed to get hit by tariff news, particularly John Deere, Caterpillar, and Boeing. And then you do have some other industrial components, such as defense names, that are very hot. So just make sure we are very clear about this. Defense names are still hot, and I do not want to short them. So the ones that I'm focusing on are going to be the higher weighted names: Caterpillar, John Deere, and Boeing, along with XLI in and of itself. So for me, it's not, it's almost ready. You can see that my key area of resistance at 77, and then the next one's at 77.46. So we might be able to trade a little bit higher to short it from there, especially because you have this, the Ready and Fire that's almost overbought. We're getting close, but on the lower time frames, you can start to see this rolling over and dying. So what you want to see to identify the canary is the ones that are rolling over and dying first. So for me, XLI looks like a pretty good short off of these levels up here. If it does rally a little bit higher, I'll just add some more. And then the next one is going to be Boeing. So I did mention John Deere and Caterpillar. Those patterns aren't as clean as Boeing is, so I'm going to start with Boeing first. You can see the way that Boeing rolled over and died after all the news of the airplane crash. Okay, great. Well, then we've had some rallies, smaller rally, even smaller rally, even smaller rally. So it's kind of progressively getting weaker each time. And then what we have is a really nice technical setup. So we have a setup zone right here at 360, and then we have another one up at 365. So for me, I'm starting off looking for a short. You have some consolidation setting up that I think can turn lower. Starting off a short at about 360, looking for an initial target of about 344, 340. And if we can breach through this resistance, then we'll look for lower targets. But for right now, that's what I'm focused on. And then again, just like XLI, if you do make it up to your higher level, I would just add some more and then trade it back to the downside. So for today's trades, like I said, looking to identify the canary, and beyond that, I will see you in the next video. Oh, and I also wanted to let you know that tomorrow, my great friend Henry, the one who taught me a large portion of what I know, is having a webinar. So it's going to be on Tuesday the 11th at 7 o'clock. Go to simplertrading.com/play to sign up. If you miss it, they'll send you the recording. But he is working on teaching this new strategy that he has not ever taught before. So butterflies, unbalanced butterflies, the squeeze, all of that I learned from the Zen Master Henry, of course, along with John. So make sure you check it out. I will be there in the background. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.